Barisic at left back. The Croatian is suffering from illness. There was a doubt over Ryan Jack with a foot injury, but he has recovered in time and goes straight back into the midfield. 4 of James Tavernier's Rangers goals have come against tonight's opposition, while Ryan Kent spent a season on loan at Barnsley under current Hibs boss Paul Heckingbottom. Big news out of Ibrox this afternoon, though, that striker Alfredo Morelos has signed an extension to his deal to 2023, and the Colombian has 28 goals so far this season and 7 in his last 4 games.
Well, the Hibs centre-half pairing, Hanlon and McGregor, they like a physical battle. They'll certainly get one with Morelos up top for Rangers. Worried about Hibs a little bit, legs in the middle of the park. But up top, Florian Kamberi, on his day, is a real handful.
Yeah, and Rangers now starting to have a real familiar look about them. Steven Gerrard being loyal to players who I think have one defeat in the last 14. Morelos up front absolutely is the key man, but the supply has to come more tonight than it did last weekend from Candeas and from Kent.
A 1-year extension keeps him contracted to the club to 2023. Florian Kamberi is Hibernian's top marksman, 12 goals for him this season. A blustery night as attention turns back to the Ladbrokes Premiership, and Rangers move into their 50th match of a long season. Hibs relatively fresh, 10 behind that. But will it be a campaign that is fruitful? Tonight will reveal plenty, with the margin for error ever narrowing. Ryan Jack got there ahead of Mark McNulty to knock it back to Connor Goldson.
Such an important game for both teams. Hibs will want to finish in the top 6 this season. I think with the way the season started, that would be deemed a success, but for Rangers this is absolutely must win if they harbour hopes of winning the title.
Well, Paul Heckingbottom lost his 100% records at the weekend when they lost to Celtic, but he's still taken 3 wins from 3 games in the Premiership. But with 10 games to go in the race for the title, 8 points behind Celtic. It really is 10 must-win games for Steven Gerrard's Rangers if they are to deny Celtic an 8th title on the bounce. Omiyonga, but he's lost out to Daniel Candeas. James Tavernier, the Rangers captain, goes down. No free kick coming. McNulty battles away and wins it, but illegally so, says Stephen McLean, tonight's referee.
Well, it's certainly going to be a competitive game. Paul Heckingbottom said he didn't like what he watched at times last week. His side against Celtic, too passive. So expect Hibs to be firing on all cylinders. Chris has touched on it, Rangers just need to win, so they have to go for the game.
It is a very tough run-in that Rangers will experience. Their only one fixture against the current side out with the top 6 would be against Motherwell. That's the last one before the split happens. And Motherwell themselves are pushing for a top 6 place. Kamara trying to loft it forward for Arfield. Jack trying to take a few painkillers to get through the pain of a knock to his foot on Sunday. Another friendly return to Pittodrie for him.
We just saw signs from the Hibs front 2 of link up. They'll have to make sure they get close together and play off each other if they are going to cause this Rangers back line a problem.
Andy Halliday just losing his concentration there.
Yeah, the game's been a little bit untidy. You know, nobody's really made any kind of rhythm in the game. Rangers getting the ball, hitting long balls forward to Morelos. Hibs front 2 trying to link up, but so far in the early stages hasn't really came off.
Well, it's a pitch that an hour ago was taking a battering from the rain. Here's Candace. Now to Tavernier. Scored on his debut on this ground in the Challenge Cup 3 seasons to go. It's Kamara. Now Halliday and Ryan Kent. David Gray watching him closely, as you have to. Joe Worrell got his first Rangers goal with that vital equaliser at Pittodrie in the Scottish Cup on Sunday. Morelos. Now Candeas takes over. He's got the Colombian outside him and he looked to burst down the line. Just knocked it too far in front.
Just a heavy touch. Good news for Rangers fans. Morelos signing again, and he is such a key player. Key man for Rangers this season. His temperament issues. When he stays on the pitch, he's a real handful.
Chasing down 30 goals for the season is too short. Surely that will come before the conclusion to the campaign in May. Hasn't been done for 10 years in a Rangers jersey. Tavernier looks long, but no takers for that.
It's been a pretty average start so far. Either side, albeit only 5 minutes gone, really settling down.
It was a surprise in the December meeting. There's a handball there, but not spotted by the officials. Jim Tavernier perhaps getting away with one there. It's one back by Hibs. Given away though, as Horgan couldn't stretch for that and Halliday stepped in. 0-0 in December here, but the previous 5 games between the two had produced 29 goals, including that highly memorable 5-5 draw at the end of last season. And it was definitely a feature of Neil Lennon's Hibs sides that they really took the game to the big two when they came over from Glasgow.
Yeah, and I think that was a disappointment with the game at the weekend. Paul Heckingbottom didn't really lay a glove on Celtic. It was all too comfortable for Celtic, and they'll want to make life a bit more difficult and be more positive this evening, Hibs.
They've got a dangerous front too when they can get McNulty and Canberry into things. Here's Horgan. Out to Lewis Stevenson. Loose ball infield and Jack was there. Morelos now. McGregor goes with him and McGregor could be in bother here depending on the angle that Stephen McLean saw of this. It will be a yellow card for the Hibernian centre-back, former Rangers player of course.
Well, I tell you, initial thoughts was that he's saying my elbow, I was just fending Morelos off. I think he's quite high with this. Stephen, just there, I think he's lucky to get away with the yellow. I really do. I think he should go for that. He's not trying to fend him off. Goes shoulder to face. He's very, very lucky. Overstepped the mark there, McGregor.
I'll tell you what, Chris, if Morelos does that, people are absolutely screaming for to get him sent off. You know, so sometimes people's reputation goes before them. That should be a red.
Stevenson won it from Candeas, but Jack has it now. Tavernier. Candeas gets it back from Morelos. Omionga coming in to challenge him. Jack to Arfield. Candeas again, whipped in, and Kent arriving at the back post. Couldn't get anything on the effort, but that was a half opportunity.
Well, what a ball this is from Candeas whizzed in across the 6-yard line. You just wonder, should Kent have gambled a little bit earlier? He's not far away, just on his heels at the point when the ball was crossed. Had he gone a fraction earlier, Rangers would be ahead.
I saw it a few times up at Aberdeen. Daniel Candeas does put in a delightful delivery into the middle. Horgan presents it to Halliday. Kent. Now Kamara. Horgan has it back though. Stevie Mallon back into the team. He was on the bench at the weekend. Mark Milligan, who operates in front of the back four. Easy for Goldson, and Rangers into their stride early on here. Morelos, nice turn from him. Picks out Kent. Halliday goes on the overlap. Horgan has to go with him. Space for Halliday to turn it in, and the ball comes off Mallon, and Marciano can scramble it clear. Mark Milligan, an Australian, on to Darren McGregor. Season with Rangers in 2014-15. Player of the year before being released. Canberry to McNulty. Horgan keeps it alive for Easter Road side, and Horgan helps it on, but it's straight to Worrell.
This is where Hibs have a problem for me, that there's only two centre midfield players, Glenn Kamara, Ryan Jack, Scott Arfield, outnumbering them, Chris, getting better possession of the ball and giving Rangers a better foothold.
And it's up to one of the Hibs centre forwards to drop in.
Pace of Candeas might get him in here. Comes all the way over, and Kent has it now. Beats one, picks out Arfield, and a deflection over the top. Milligan got a crucial touch, threw his body into it.
Well, that's as good, Stephen, as a goal. That block from Milligan. Kent does really well. Good little step over, picks out Arfield. Arfield thinks he scored. When Milligan, he doesn't give it up. That's brilliant defending.
It's absolutely heroic, isn't it, really? You know, everybody just looked at the net, expecting the net to bulge, but wow, Hibs are still level, and well done, Mark Milligan.
Ryan Kent now swings it in, Worrell. Candeas again. Morelos looked for a slight flick. It will now drop for him. Kent again. Plenty of options here. All the way over to Daniel Candeas. Wants it on his right foot. And it goes through harmlessly to Marciano.
Wanting a handball, Rangers. Handball for me.
Omiyonga just had his pass blocked off by Jack.
Rangers are in full flow. You know, they're dominating the ball, they're creating the chances. Kent has been lively in the left, Candeas always lively in the right.
McNulty knocks it down to Canberry.
There have been signs from the off. The front two have linked up, I think it's the third time, pretty well. Close together. It's a good knockdown. Canberry. It's a poor strike in the end. Here's that Arfield opportunity. He thinks good contact, score from there. That's brilliant, Stephen. It really is.
It's a huge moment in the game, you know, because even though Hibs haven't started particularly well, that kind of block just galvanizes everybody and gives you a lift.
Stevenson there ahead of Candeas. Gray to disrupt Halliday.
Just wonder with Horgan out on this right-hand side. Halliday does an admirable job at full-back, but Horgan's strength is running with the ball. Halliday not being a natural there, why not test him out?
Good footwork from Candeas, but read by Hanlon to get there ahead of Morelos. And Kamberi is surrounded by blue jerseys and now presents it to Ryan Kent. Jack, Tavernier. Omiyonga bided his time.
Candeas has been brilliant so far for me. He's the key player at the minute, you know, drifting all over the pitch. He's lively in possession. His cross balls have been good, so Hibs are going to have to get a hold of him.
Goldson's long ball.
I think the distribution from Goldson and Worrell hasn't been great so far. It's been up round Alfredo Morelos' neck, it's been round his head. Needs to try and drop it in a little bit more, give him something to get up the pitch with.
Stevie Mallon, but that's overhit with Lewis Stevenson motoring down the left-hand side. 3 wins for Paul Heckingbottom have come against Hamilton, Dundee and St Johnstone. And the level has gone up considerably in the last 2 games. Challenge won by Gray. Now Horgan. He's still going, but Worrell slides in. Got an important foot to that. Strong ball winning from Gray to start that Hibernian attack.
That's when Horgan is at his best. On the front foot, driving the defenders. It was a good challenge from Worrell.
Stevenson to McNulty. Omiyonga is quick, but Alan McGregor smartly off his line.
It's a warning sign, isn't it? Great ball in by Lewis Stevenson. Something Hibs have lacked at times. Quality into the front too. Omiyonga showing his pace. Tavernier has to be wary.
Good battle down that side. Tavernier is certainly no slouch. Halliday into Arfield. Jack, Arfield, Candeas doesn't quite work out this time for Rangers.
I think at times they've been careless in the final third, Rangers. Just take care of the ball a little bit more. Just make one extra pass as opposed to trying to be fancy at the time. But he'll be pleased with the start. Tough venue to come to for Steven Gerrard and Rangers. And they've started in the front foot.
50th game in charge for Steven Gerrard at Rangers. Mallon gets the run from Horgan. Worrell drawn across.
Did very well, Worrell.
So too is Kent to feed Kamara, and then as he chopped back inside, he found the Australian international Mark Milligan. Kamberi and Worrell tangled together. Decision goes Rangers' way.
It was interesting to hear Steven Gerrard's comments last week about Joe Worrell. Chris, he thinks he will eventually captain any team that he plays in moving forward.
I think he stuck with him, didn't he, after that poor mistake. Kilmarnock it was. He's shown faith in him. It's always good.
Well, the free kick this time goes Hibernian's way. Scott Arfield not happy about the call.
He's a bit fortunate there to get away with that. Not much in there. Arfield won the ball.
Forward it goes, Goldson backpedaling. Last touch comes off Candeas, who was under pressure from Stevenson. Stevenson a bit short of options here. Rangers looking for the hurry up. Eventually it does come to Omiyonga. Stevenson had to slide for that one. It will be another throw deep in that corner.
Yeah, look at Hibs' setup, and you know, they're almost 3-for-1 or 4v1 at the back at times. David Gray push on, Milligan go and get involved, go and help Lewis Stevenson out and give him an outlet for the ball.
Again, it's up to Omiyonga to try and find the space. He does just that, but back they go for Milligan. Now McGregor. Omiyonga the target, but Tavernier steady in defence. Arfield now, and he looks to release Morelos. The flag is up against Alfredo Morelos.
Morelos on the shoulder. He's onside, isn't he? When the ball is played, I think Hanlon is playing him on the left side at centre half. It's a poor decision.
Well, Morelos has won the ball back here. It's Alfredo Morelos. Hugely important save from Ofir Marciano to keep it 0-0. Kent, the danger is not clear yet. Kamara cuts back in onto his right-hand side. Morelos desperate for the ball to drop for him again. Stevenson slid in. Tavernier. Candace again. Rangers looking for the opening, but it won't come this time.
Well, he missed a barrel load of chances, didn't he, last time he was here, Morelos. And that was another gilt-edged opportunity. Sloppy in possession. Hanlon. Morelos just too strong there. I have to say it's a good save for Marciano. I think if he lifts that, Morelos, he scores. The keeper does well.
It's a tough angle, isn't it? You know, Marciano does ever so well to cover his goal.
Got a problem, Stephen O'Hibbs, haven't they, in the middle of the park? You touched on it earlier. It's all right leaving two strikers up. Rangers have a 3v2. That one is bypassing. Hibbs two in midfield to Arfield, and again.
And here goes Arfield, still going. Across comes McGregor to block it off. Good bursting run from the midfield, though, from the former Falkirk man.
Hibs are hanging on. You know, it's not been good enough. I wondered, would Paul Heckingbottom change anything from last week? Hibs got overdone last week in midfield against Celtic, and it's happening today again.
We see a chance from Arfield again. McGregor, to his credit, gets back, but see Canberry now just attaching himself to Kamara. That's what the centre forwards, one of the centre forwards, has to do. Really attach himself to one of the holding midfield players of Rangers to match up, but they're not doing that at times.
Rangers always have a release pass. If Kamara's under pressure, he can give it to Jack. If Jack's under pressure, he can give it to Kamara. And Hibs can't get any sustained pressure on the ball.
Milligan this time. Arfield always close on hand. Gregor to Hanlon. Their pressure has to go long, and Goldson knock it clear. Loose ball for Jack, so too Milligan coming across to break up Arfield's progression.
But overall, you know, Stephen Gerrard spoke this week about Rangers being clinical. You know, the previous games against Hibs being clinical, not taking their chances. And tonight, already they've had two huge chances, Morelos and Arfield.
Kamara will win that. Arfield to Jack. Tavernier now. Around the outside of Omiyonga. It's a good ball in too. Morelos after it. It will drop for Kent. and Arfield and Halliday, who was teed up for the left back, but well over the top.
Well, Morelos wanting the penalty. It's a really good ball in again. Not so sure there's enough in that. The ball played across, and they have just been wasteful. First impression was not enough contact. No, I don't think there's enough in that, Stephen. I really don't.
My question to you, Chris, would be, is David Gray ever going to make contact with the ball? He is never getting the ball, so if he barges through Morelos, that's irrelevant. He's wrong side, penalty kick.
Not so sure there's enough contact there. You'll be giving a penalty every time a cross goes into the box with that one.
Well, it's two big calls in the opening 25 minutes for Stephen McLean. Our BT Sport referee reckons that Stephen McLean got that one right, not enough contact. No penalty, our verdict. Kent finding good space down the left-hand side again and venturing into the box. The man Paul Heckingbottom knows well, and he pulls out a brilliant stop from Ofir Marciano, who's keeping Hibernian in this.
Really is, and that save, I think there was a deflection on the shot. The save is sensational. Big left hand from Marciano, but the goal is coming. It's a brilliant save, Stephen.
It's terrific, but listen, Hibs have had their warnings. Paul Heckingbottom hasn't really changed an awful lot. They're still getting overrun, they're still getting outplayed.
Nice 1-2 between Kent and Halliday. Morgan takes it away from Arfield. Mallon, that Hibs midfield very deep. Nice touch off Stephen McLean to take it to Canberry. Mallon again.
It's a consequence of the way Hibs are playing. When they do win the ball back, they are 2-on-2 against the Rangers centre halves.
They're struggling to get any real quality of pass up to them, aren't they? You know, they can't make 3, 4, 5 passes in the game. They're almost throwing it forward and hoping that McNulty or Canberry can take it in.
Two decent weapons for Paul Heckingbottom, but he needs to be able to get them involved in the game. Right now, Canberry and McNulty starved of quality possession. Kent to Kamara. Kent goes for the return. That's a good sliding challenge from David Gray. Mallon to Horgan. Now looks for the big diagonal, which McNulty hoped to bring down with his first touch.
Previous ball which went into Kamara, Canberry was half and half, didn't get tight enough. Kamara could still feed the ball into Kent, who was wasteful. It's a massive problem for Hibs.
It was the exact same situation last week against Celtic, Rory. You know, we stood here and watched it, that they're almost protecting the middle of the pitch. The outball for Rangers is Halliday and Tavernier.
A big prize on offer for Hibernian this evening as well. Victory would put them above Hearts for the first time this season. So Craig Levine's side head to Dens Park tomorrow. Kamara. Seemed a decent enough ball out to Tavernier. The captain just couldn't control it sufficiently. That Rangers midfield trio at the moment. Not too much rotation going on at all. Jack, Arfield and Kamara have got the 3 positions sewn up for now. And here's Arfield. Tavernier, Kamara. Now Candace. James Tavernier. Kent has now popped up on the right-hand side. Kamara. Candeas. Morelos again heading towards the back post, this time not accurate enough from Daniel Candeas.
I thought it took a deflection. Cross. He's unhappy, Candeas. Just can't see Hibs surviving at this rate. Rangers have had opportunity after opportunity, dominating the game, had the chances. Stephen touched on that earlier. Just haven't been clinical enough.
St Johnstone, Hearts, Celtic and Aberdeen twice have come here and emerged victorious so far this season. It was after a long run at the first half of 2018 when they went unbeaten. Connor Goldson. Half an hour played at Easter Road. Arfield now picking up a good position. Threaded through for Candeas. Morelos. Leonga drops it back for Milligan. Now Horgan. Great. Asked for more from those in front of him. Instead had to opt to go back to McGregor. Just puts Worrell in a slightly uncomfortable position.
It ends up being a decent pass for McGregor, but only just to release pressure. You know, trying to get his team up the pitch. He's under pressure. That's all he can do is throw it forward and hope. Hibs have to come up with something a little bit different if they're going to make a real impact in this game.
Bring some relief for now. Vast majority of the game being played in Hibernian's defensive half. Mallon back to Gray. Horgan. And smartly done by Halliday to knock it off David Gray.
Just wonder there, Morelos goes early, but see on the far side, Tavernier is onside. Right advantage. Morelos on the stretch.
Halliday. Gray's header up to McNulty. Goldson has it. For Tavernier now. Jack Candeas. Tavernier. Jack battling away, he's given away the foul though.
I didn't think there was much in that. Really didn't. Leonga, I think he gets lucky. Really do. I have to say, I'm really disappointed with Hibs. And I know the manager can say, well, he's positive and playing two up. But they haven't threatened at all. It's been so one-sided. He's got a problem, because the Rangers goal, you feel, is coming.
17 points the difference between the sides. They were neck and neck right to the end last season.
McNulty, Goldson. Often see this centre-half trying to clip it down the line, and the forward, I would say, is trying to stop the clearance, but I think there may be a bit more in that, Stephen.
I think that's nasty, Chris, for me. You know, I think that Mark McNulty knows he's not going to stop the clearance. He's had a frustrated evening so far, hasn't had a lot of the ball, and he's thought this is an opportunity to leave a little bit on Goldson. That was cheeky for sure.
No further action.
Oh, cheeky is very nasty.
That was a hard man, remember, Chris.
Alan McGregor. Tom Hanlon. Canberry. Showed too much to Kamara, who's crumpled in a heap.
Yeah, it's just, you know, any time the Hibs front two are untidy in possession, Kamara's there to pick it up, Jack's there to pick it up. That area of the pitch where we say that Rangers are dominating, it's a frustrating night so far for Hibs.
It's Halliday to Kent. Jack has it now. Tavernier back to Jack. 3 goals this season. Now Kamara. Open his account against his old club Dundee. Kent on to Candace. Clear again it goes from Hibernian.
I mean, from that attack, Hibs had 9 outfield players surrounding their 18-yard box with Mark McNulty isolated. You know, they're defending in numbers, they're not getting up the pitch. Whatever Paul Heckingbottom's trying to do, it isn't working.
Tavernier, Candace offers the run down the line. He's beaten his man too. Daniel Candace, who can he pick out? Well, for once, the ball was disappointing.
The first bit was brilliant from Candace. Really wasteful. Too easy. Just can't pick out the teammate in the middle.
Kent back to Halliday and return to the Liverpool loanee. Kent with Akers to operate in. Gives the offer to Goldson to come forward a little. Candace. Tavernier.
Canberra's almost playing as a left back. You know, he's tried to change something, but you don't want your best marksman, your most threatening centre forward playing as a left back. The personnel he has on the pitch isn't right to change to this formation.
Halliday, Morelos. Now Kent gets the run from Kamara. Good first touch. Can he open up for the shot? It drops for Arfield. And again, well, Hibs throwing bodies on the line once more and surviving still. McNulty, he's given it straight to Arfield. Kent. Just seems like a matter of time before Rangers click and open the deadlock here.
What a shooty in, isn't it? I mean, Rangers are so dominant. I thought Kamara should have got his shot off earlier. It's a really slick ball in from Kenty. Delays, but some of the last-ditch defending from Hibs, Stephen, has been absolutely outstanding. Hanlon, I think it was, on that occasion, getting the block in.
It's just great having last-ditch defending, Chris, but this Hibs crowd, this Hibs team are used to being on the front foot. They're used to posing Rangers and Celtic, Aberdeen. The big teams that come here, problems. Tonight, unfortunately, the shoe's in the other foot.
Now one back by Canberra. Can Hibs show a bit of what they're made of? Well, it's taken away from him by Jack. Kent. Rangers have 4 in this attack. Arfield driving them forward. Morelos now. Alfredo Morelos. That's skipped off the surface.
Well, the form he's in, Morelos, poor first touch, but why not? It's a decent strike. Straight at Marciano.
The Israeli international has been busy in this first half, a few key saves. Omiyonga. Worrell got in ahead of Horgan. Stevenson to Milligan. Rushed into the mistake by Scott Arfield. Now the Australian goes in for the 50-50 with Kamara, but it's the Finn that comes out with it. And Jack now releases Arfield. Well, there was space way out on the right-hand side. It's Florian Kamberi. Looking for McNulty. Worrell. Only as far as Mallon. Horgan now. Still Daryl Horgan.
Kamara just about does enough here. Just here puts him under enough pressure, off balance, and Horgan slices the ball wildly over the bar.
Well, it's getting very tight in the Premier League in England, and we've got the top two in action tomorrow, starting with Manchester City at home to Watford from 5 p.m. And then Liverpool will get their chance to respond against Burnley on Sunday. That's from 11:30, and the coverage begins from 11 o'clock with a special Premier League Today show. And tomorrow as well in the Vanarama League, it's Leyton Orient against Wrexham. That's the lunchtime kickoff from 12:15. Kamberi to Milligan. Looks for the direct approach for McNulty, but it skips through.
Tough ball, that. Straight ball to McNulty.
Yeah, you almost think back to Hibs' previous chance with Horgan. It's the 40th minute of the match before the Hibs fans can get excited. An attempt on goal from 25 yards. Has to be better.
Blocked off by Horgan. Just a bit of afters between Jack and Omiyonga.
It was a coming together, wasn't it? A little bit earlier. I think Jack ran into Omiyonga, who's taken exception to it. Together, trying to move round Omiyonga, who got in his way, hence the handbags.
You used to have one of those, Chris, didn't you? Those lovely big handbags you used to hit me with.
That's what you call them.
But Paul Heckingbottom will be delighted if he gets to half-time. And it's 0-0 because his team haven't been competitive enough in the first half, haven't carried enough of a threat. Gives him a chance to change it at half-time.
It's Kamberi, leaves it for Horgan. The flag does go up against McNulty. But play on now, and Mallon and Kamberi couldn't control it as it broke for him in the edge of the box. Well, the flag initially went up, then it went down, and Rangers on the attack now. Candeas, plenty forward, it's blocked off initially. Candeas again! Picks out the far top corner. Daniel Candeas has taken Rangers 43 minutes, but from one end to the other, and the Portuguese picks out the top corner and puts Rangers in front.
Well, you can't say it wasn't coming, but the irony is it was probably Hibs' best opportunity at the other end. Bit of controversy over whether there was an offside or not, but you have to say that is a sublime finish from Candeas. Doesn't get the first break, but bends that brilliantly. A Portuguese perler from Candeas into the far top corner. Marciano, absolutely no chance. A real touch of class.
It's sensational, isn't it? And this is the big talking point. Mark McNulty, is he offside? The referee's assistant flag goes up. He's not actually offside. Rangers stop, almost get punished. And Kamberi, Chris, you're right, the best chance of the first half. He's loose with his touch, and from then Rangers score.
Well, here go Hibernian, looking for the instant response. Kamberi in, Goldson away. It'll be a Hibs corner.
Well defended that from Goldson. The Hibs bench were protesting about something with the Rangers goal. I don't know what, really. You could say that they were fortunate to get that opportunity with the flag going up and being taken down. They didn't take the opportunity. Candeas certainly did.
Sure with the offside flag, but here goes Mallon. McGregor wants to rise, but can only knock it high up into the air. Kent away.
But it's been a deserved lead, hasn't it? You know, the composure shown from Candeas, who for me has been the best player on the pitch in the first half. The Rangers fans have been frustrated in the first half. They couldn't get the lead they deserved, and eventually they've got it through a touch of class.
Big time to get an important goal as well. Daniel Candeas, 6 for the season. First of 2019 for him. There'll be one additional minute at the end of the 45.
The truth is, Rory, that Steven Gerrard will be thinking, do you know what, 1-0 flatters Hibs here. We should be 3-4 up, be out of sight. We've had the chances. While he's still happy, still work to do. The question is, can Hibs be any worse in the second half?
Well, Canberra knocks that back with Rangers' Andy Halliday left on the turf. He's now back up onto his feet. Arfield now to Morelos. Worrell. Arfield again turns well, links with Alfredo Morelos.
I think it was Andy Halliday that went down. You know, it was a little fend off from Canberra. You know, it's nothing compared to the Darren McGregor one. Nothing in it.
Well, unbelievable. Once again here at Easter Road, there's a supporter come onto the field. And he's now being led away by the police. Disgraceful scenes once more.
Well, what an absolute moron. You just can't do this. It's disgusting. It is. What's Tavernier, what's he supposed to do in that situation? Shocking.
Well, that's down at the same corner where the issues came against Celtic at the weekend. Action must be taken against this lunacy, and at the end of the break, at the half, it is Hibernian 0, Rangers 1.
Ladbrokes, backing Scottish football on BT Sport.
Their next 2 games may well have a huge bearing on how the season plays out. Aguero. Oh, yes! He's done it again! Oh, that's a brilliant finish.
Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting company for many reasons. Match live, instant alerts, and a number of events we stream. Over the years, Bet365 has welcomed more than 32 million members worldwide. And please, gamble responsibly.
I am not afraid. Not afraid to lead, to be criticised, to ask for help, to tell my daughters I love them. I'm not afraid to be myself. If that makes me different, I'll choose different every time.
Looks like it's chicken night at Flat 10. Copy that. Let's get those hot wings airborne. Order KFC on the Just Eat app today.
Discover clean hard floors with the Karcher FC5 Hard Floor Cleaner. Using smart roller technology, the FC5 washes and vacuums to leave floors clean and dry. Available now at selected retailers and karcher.co.uk.
The A-Class range with Mercedes Me from £269 per month.
Life is a miracle. Out of all the planets and all the solar systems, ours was the one to support our whole existence. Ours are the lungs that can make use of oxygen. Breathe it in and get high on life like an intoxicant. Our time here is like a drop in the ocean. Ups, downs, and a lot of emotion. But you're still here to see the morning. Life's for the taking. Breathe it all in.
Just don't.
Save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.co.uk.
Millions are missing out by having a current account that doesn't pay them any interest on their hard-earned money. TSB offers interest to all their Plus account customers for no monthly fee. So if you're one of the millions missing out, talk to TSB.
Trevor. Yeah? You're a private landlord, right? And your tenants are in a tough financial situation. They can't pay their rent, which is keeping you up at night. Yeah, but you're with Direct Line. They'll repay any unpaid rent until the tenants are out. So relax, Trevor. It's time for me to put you to sleep. Coco?
Landlords, Direct Line guarantees to beat the quote and renewal premium of other insurers for the same cover.
Ladbrokes, backing Scottish football on BT Sport.
Welcome back. Rangers are leading at the break here at Easter Road. We've had a fan on the pitch, disgraceful scenes, but let's deal with the football first, shall we not? Rangers went ahead after a disputed offside call. Referee overrules his assistant, it looks like here, Ali, and it sweeps down the other end of the park.
It's absolutely amazing because actually you look at it now and Hibs could have done with the offside and given against them, because the counter-attack from Rangers is actually fantastic, and it finished. That's a chance, big chance. That's also a really poor touch, it has to be said. But from here on in, everything about Rangers' attacking play is excellent. Kamara breaks, his timing of the pass is good to Candeas. His delivery in's good, it comes back to him, but what happens after that is just absolutely magical. He takes a wonderful touch, opens his body up and bends it into the top corner. And Marciano, I have to say, has been excellent in the first half for Hibs, but he had no chance with that.
The goal was coming, Alan.
Oh, listen, how the game's only 1-0.
Yeah.
Only God knows, because if Rangers went in at half-time 3 or 4 up, no one could complain, because they have been in total control of the first half.
Should Hibs have 10 men? Darren McGregor early on Morelos?
I think he's lucky to be on the pitch. Yeah, so my answer to that would be, in today's game, now, a lot of referees would look at that as endangering opponents. I think it's his arms. His arms come across his face. So I think
I think so. Al. Listen,
You know Dan, I know Dan, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what nice guy he is, and he is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I think he's very, very fortunate to stay on the park.
Yeah.
I don't think he's malicious. I actually think he genuinely is probably trying to fend Morelos off. Yeah. But he hits him with a straight arm across the face. I think it's a red card.
He has a little look and all before he does it.
The BT Sport ref agrees. What about the penalty?
I think it's a penalty. I couldn't believe the lads upstairs didn't think it was. But I just think David Gray knows exactly what he's doing. That's probably not the best angle, but I just think he barges into Morelos a little bit, and I think it's a penalty. I've got to say, I really do.
You had a great angle from here, of course. Alan, what did you think?
Well, to be fair, me and Coisty, when we first seen it, we said it was a penalty. Yeah. We think he's, it looks like the ball's going. Whether Morelos is going to head it, we can't tell that. But David Gray has affected Morelos from doing anything towards the ball.
There you are.
He's nudged in his back. And he stopped him, as
BT Sport ref says no penalty in that one.
No penalty, I'm surprised at that.
Sutton agreed.
Well, he's only got 50% on right, to be fair to BT ref. We can't complain. 50%
We'll get another one in.
What's he want? It's a shove in the back, Darrow.
Yeah.
It's a penalty.
But Rangers are leading. And look, the incident I mentioned right at the very top of this half-time. Fan on the park tonight, out of the Hibs end. After what we saw last week, and both managers appealing for cool from the fans ahead of the games. It's absolutely atrocious.
I don't know what the Bampot's doing. I really do. He runs by the security guard there. I think he's wanting. I think initially he could want to try and kick the ball, but listen, make no mistake about it. That is a complete and utter imbecile, and with a bit of luck, he'll be spending at least tonight in the cell.
It's an indictment on our game again, Alan.
It's just so sad to see because, it's just manless individuals, and you've got to be careful of that. This is not a, you tag the same brush to the whole of the fans, because it's the minority of some idiots who are trying to spoil everything. Because you look at the Hibs fans, Rangers fans, Celtic fans, you go through them all, and they're a great set of supporters, but you've always got the mindless idiots, ones and twos, and a few that are going to spoil it for everyone else.
Well said.
I just think particularly what's happened the last week or so, I don't know,
in the current climate,
crazy.
Absolutely
crazy.
Right, it did feel a lot like early December here, that first half. Rangers with all the chances. They couldn't score before Christmas. This time they have got their goal. And what a strike by Candace. Second 45 on the way next.
Ladbrokes, backing Scottish football on BT Sport.
...2019 Mazda CX-5. Available with 0% APR. Drive together.
We are the generation that have inspired our children and helped them find their way. We're proud of how far they've come and the difference they've made. We do whatever it takes to help our children. And just like you, at UNICEF, we want our legacy to continue for generations to come. After family and friends, will you consider leaving a gift in your will to UNICEF? Your support will help us build a better world for every child. For a free brochure about leaving a gift in your will, search UNICEF Legacy.
Glasses. Direct to your door. Go to Glasses Direct, and before you buy, try them on at home for free. And right now, get 2 pairs from £19 with lenses. You should go direct to glassesdirect.co.uk.
Are you weighed down by a poor credit record, finding it difficult to borrow money?
Everyday Loans could help. They offer a range of loans from £1,000 to £15,000.
They're flexible, as well as being friendly and approachable.
Apply online and they'll give you a conditional decision in minutes.
That's right. With Everyday Loans, it is simple and straightforward. Representative APR 93.6%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk and discover your credit future, not your credit history.
Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting company for for many reasons. Match live, instant alerts, and a number of events we stream. Over the years, Bet365 has welcomed more than 32 million members worldwide. And please, gamble responsibly.
Hair today, gone tomorrow? Not if I get my way.
Contact us for a free consultation or go online. Hair loss? Belgravia Centre.
Get going at David Lloyd Clubs. Start taking the plunge, learning the ropes, getting more first serves in, spending more time with him. Start finding some calm, touching your toes, drinking plenty of those, running 10k without stopping, or enjoying just 10 minutes more. With expert trainers, the latest equipment and hundreds of classes. Get going with a 3-month membership at David Lloyd Clubs.
For a free brochure about leaving a gift in your will, search UNICEF Legacy.
At Wren, we price match all our appliances against all the major online retailers to ensure you pay the best price. And in the winter sale, we're going even further, with up to an extra 15% off the lowest online prices. Hurry, winter sale now on.
FA Cup this weekend.
Another week with no fantasy football.
No, I can't.
Ladbrokes, backing Scottish football on BT Sport.
Welcome back to second 45, just a couple of minutes away. But first of all, let me tell you about BT Sport Fight Night right now over on BT Sport 1. Sky and BT TV customers can download the app to keep an eye on the boxing from the Royal Albert Hall and see any knockouts from a stellar card that features heavyweight prospect Daniel Dubois and the beast from the East, Anthony Yards. We saw trouble. We saw a fan run onto the pitch tonight, or the sidelines anyway, and now a seat has been thrown from the crowd as well. It's exactly what we do not need to see. But let's get back to the football, because Rangers are ahead, but they had more chances in that first half. They should have been further ahead, Ali. The first one's an unbelievable block by Milligan.
Milligan was excellent getting that block on Arfield, I think it was. Big Al was absolutely spot on. How Rangers are only one up, it's beyond me. The ball finds its way to Kent. There's a brilliant bit of skill where he takes Gray on, gives him a step over and goes back on his left foot there. Beautiful. Arfield holds his possession, but how about that for defending, Alan?
Brilliant. You know, that's what you want to see your defenders doing. You're putting the bodies on the line to stop the. But they've done this on a number of occasions.
This is a poor touch, Al.
It is.
It takes a poor touch. He's got to go across the goal for me. He narrows his own angle here, Morelos. He takes it further down the line, and it's not a great touch. Take nothing away from the save.
No, it's a great save.
It's an excellent save. But I just think Morelos in that particular instance, here we see it here, his touch, he's got to come across the defender and the goal to open his angle up.
I 100% agree.
Ryan Kent's been very influential in that first half as well, and this is a good save.
He has, you know, he's been a real thorn in the hip side. He's given David Gray a lot of problems down this side. If anything, probably decision making, you know, has been a downfall from this scoreline only being at 1-0. You know, because probably this is a little. Well, I think it's Rangers are even more better than last time they were here.
Absolutely.
They created more chances.
Yep. Okay,
but
no changes.
The thing is, sorry, it's still only 1-0.
It is. No changes. Back over to Stephen Craigan, Chris Sutton and Rory Hamilton.
Thank you very much, Starrell. Well, fingers crossed the football is the focus of the second 45 minutes. And there's major pressure on Rangers in all of these final 10 Ladbrokes Premiership games this season. They've got through 45 minutes of this one. They're in position to win it. And they arguably should have it wrapped up already, but Hibernian still in with a fight, but they will need a major improvement in this second half if they're to get anything out of it. Amionga has done well to feed the dangerous Daryl Horgan. Stevie Mallon now. He's turned into the path of Ryan Jack, who couldn't get out of his way and gives away the free kick.
Yeah, well, this is within range for the likes of Stevie Mallon. A bright start for Hibs. I'm sure they'll change something tactically, whether it's Canberry out on the left-hand side. Need to find a way back into this game. Well within range for him, Stephen.
It's prime distance for him, isn't it? You know, about 30-odd yards. Morelos did the same, just kicking the ground, trying to upset Stevie Mallon before he puts the ball down.
I think he's succeeded in doing that. Stevie Mallon just picks another bit of turf.
Why get involved, though?
Well, prime position for somebody of Stevie Mallon's quality. It goes into the wall, though. One of Hibernian's most promising moments. They haven't had many. And ironically, probably the best position that they did take up in the first half. They gave the ball away. The poor touch from Florian Canberry, and Rangers went all the way up the other end of the field. And here they go again with the goal scorer Candace to our field. Ryan Jack, Kamara, lovely ball out to Halliday. Kent now. Good challenge by Milligan. It's still there for Rangers, though. And the flag is up against Halliday.
Really good awareness from Kamara. It was under pressure to feed the ball out wide there. Good spot from Halliday. It's a timely challenge from Milligan.
Slick play, wasn't it, by Rangers? You know, on the counter-attack, moving the ball well. Hibs at times struggling to cope.
Up in the middle of the park now. Leonga, Allen, and Milligan. So they are 3v3 with Canberry, who started as a centre forward out on this left-hand side now.
Well, McNulty and Goldson are coming together, and Goldson ends up in Stephen McLean's book.
We've seen a few raised arms. He's not having it. Connor Goldson.
McGregor's ball forward. Ball knocks it to Halliday. That'll be another free kick. Mark McNulty not happy.
It's Andy Halliday and Mark McNulty. You know, I think it's a free kick. McNulty is behind Andy Halliday. It's not shoulder to shoulder. You know, you see McNulty's right arm on the back of Andy Halliday. It's a free kick, but McNulty doesn't need that kind of reaction. Draws attention to himself.
Busy night for Stephen McLean. Flicked on by Candace. Hanlon got there ahead of Alfredo Morelos. Tavernier takes the quick throw to Morelos. Candace now.
This was the Goldson card, yellow card. I'm not so sure it's worthy of a yellow card. Just fighting McNulty for the ball. That's accidental.
Just keen to show the referee the marks that he'd taken from a challenge in the first half. Questioning why that wouldn't be booked, but Hibernian now with a corner kick.
Yeah. Goldson, McNulty gets the wrong side. Look up, and Horgan was in the middle.
It's Mallon to take. Rangers have left 3 in attack against 3 Hibs defenders. Mallon swings it in. Tavernier got the touch. A dangerous ball in though from Stevie Mallon. Kamara, clipped by Gray. And the game just being punctuated by free kicks.
I think he's probably fortunate not to see a card for that, but how does this ball travel all that way? Tavernier volleys the ball clear.
Tavernier keeps it in. Goldson will look up the line. Hanlon, Milligan. Just called his centre back into more of an alert response. Milligan, though, this time gives it straight to Kent.
You can see that change of shape for Hibs is allowing them to play a little bit higher up the pitch. It's allowing them to be a little bit more ambitious. I think Paul Hickingbottom took him long enough to make the change, but I think the side looked better in this shape.
Hibs boss had been bemoaning the absentees in his squad this week with Martin Boyle, Ryan Porteous, Ryan Gold, Vikinta Slivka, Stephen Whittaker, Tom Sagupong, all unavailable for this game. Tavernier swings it in. Hanlon at full stretch there.
Arfield at near post trying to get across Hanlon. Hanlon does well. Keep his eye on the ball.
Ryan Kent across to take the corner kick as Goldson and Worrell venture their way forward. In swinger from Kent, it's away by McGregor. Tavernier now. Likes games against Hibernian. 4 goals in 12 games for the Rangers captain. He's in again here. Fires it across. Marciano got a punch to it and over the top from Jack, but Tavernier making good strides here.
It's good work down the right-hand side. Could have gone over there, Tavernier. Lex, I don't know whether that's a shot or a cross. Credit him for staying on his feet. Penny would have dived, Stephen.
Hanlon. Milligan. Pressure coming from Morelos.
Certainly risky by Hibs, you know, changing the style is fine or changing the shape is fine, but you don't want to take risks. Rangers get the next goal, it's a long way back for Hibs.
Horgan. Gray won't collect that. Morelos, it's given away though to Omiyonga. Very operating out on the left-hand side, but the Belgian has run into trouble. Omiyonga gives it back to Rangers. Now Kamara rides the challenge of Horgan. Morelos scythed down by David Gray, and surely that will be a yellow card for the Hibernian captain. And Stephen McLean is across.
And Halliday, he should stay out of it, but it's a really poor challenge. I tell you, lucky to see yellow. It was wild. It really was. Morelos knows exactly what he's doing, but I think he's lucky to get away with that. It's a poor challenge. Maybe somewhere in between yellow and red, but he knows exactly what he's doing, Stephen.
It's certainly reckless, cynical to say the least. I'm not too sure it's enough for a red card. I think you're spot on, Chris. It's between yellow and red. He has to be careful. Every tackle he goes for, David Gray's fully committed.
Rangers felt they perhaps also should have been booked earlier on in the game, but David Gray survives with just a yellow for now, and defending to do for the Hibernian defence. Tavernier takes Goldson in there, breaks away to the edge for Kent, and again Hibernian get enough bodies between the ball and the goal.
The incredible thing is, look, 35 minutes left and Hibs somehow are still in this game.
Daniel Candeas, whose goal a couple of minutes before half-time separates the sides. McNulty has got the better of Goldson. McNulty puts it on a plate for Horgan. Top save from McGregor. It's still on though for Hibs, and beaten away at the near post by McGregor again. Goldson remains down, and it's Rangers, and for the first time in the game, are hanging on.
Well, Rangers wanted the free kick. I think Goldson just mistimed his jump. It's a really good ball, and Horgan, what an opportunity, but how many times have we seen McGregor come up with big saves? There's another one with his feet. Horgan doesn't have to break his stride. McNulty, that's a tough finish, that acute angle. That's all it takes, Stephen, isn't it?
That's why he's a top-class goalkeeper. Makes crucial saves at crucial times in the game.
Well, this was the previous challenge from David Gray that Rangers felt could have easily been a booking.
Listen, I think every manager and club can question that opposition players should have had a booking. You know, ultimately, he didn't get booked for it. That is cynical. It's a ruthless tackle, that's for sure. Very lucky, David Gray.
Well, worry for Rangers with Connor Goldson back to his feet, but not looking too comfortable on that left leg. A mainstay of that defence, Connor Goldson. Hibs in that last move have registered their first 2 shots on target. Took them a while at the weekend as well. The bobbling McNulty shot was their first in that game. But Alan McGregor coming up with 2 big saves to keep his side in front, and Rangers are back up to the full complement with Connor Goldson back onto the field. Worrell looks for Arfield. Omiyonga too close for comfort.
But Hibs needed to commit more men forward. You know, McNulty was isolated at times, Canberry isolated in the first half, so you are going to have to take risks at time at the top end of the pitch.
Here comes Goldson. He's looking to test that injury, and he seems to be moving well again. McGregor, there's a bit more life in Hibs at the moment. Again, McNulty trying to pose a problem for Goldson. Stephen McLean's got his eye on it. Not enough for some to stay awake. Should be a lively final half hour though. Kent, Gray going with him all the way. And he's done well, the Hibs captain. Now Canberry got his feet mixed up, and that allowed Tavernier back in. Candeas. Now the break of the ball comes to Jack. Kent. Block challenge from McGregor to gain Hibernian possession.
It's a better game, isn't it? You know, because Hibs are more competitive. They're spending more time in the ball, posing more of a threat to Rangers. It's a better watch.
McNulty shows for Stevenson. His touch presented it to Jack. Now Gray will look to advance forward. It's with Horgan. Tavernier will look to keep a close eye on Canberry. He'll look to ghost in behind him.
I don't know why he doesn't take Halliday on there. 1v1 situation. That's his asset. Face him up and drive into the box, do something. Take the easy option.
Allen to Milligan. Hanlon. Morgan can bring that down. He was looking for Mallon, but it went into the path of Arfield. And now Kent, he's got Halliday motoring down the left-hand side. It's a poor ball in, though. There's only 1 point separates Manchester City and Liverpool in the English Premier League, and Manchester City are up first against Watford tomorrow from 5 p.m. It's on 1HD and 4K UHD, and then Liverpool will respond at Anfield against Burnley on Sunday from 11:30. Rangers started the weekend 8 points behind Celtic, who lead the way in the Ladbrokes Premiership. Celtic up against third place Aberdeen tomorrow. Rangers have actually become a little bit marooned in second. Celtic 8 points ahead, Aberdeen 8 points behind. McNulty. Gray. Milligan will get there. McGregor, more out of hope, but they might for a second get something out of it, but Worrell remaining calm.
Well, I'm not sure about remaining. Well, he remained calm at the end. He got lucky, didn't he? Completely missed his first touch.
Just touching on your point, Rory, about Rangers, you know, it's about trying to apply as much pressure as they can on Celtic when they play first. You know, I think performances are relevant. It's all about results. But I think Steven Gerrard, after almost 64 minutes, will be pleased with both winning 1-0 and playing well.
Allen. Milligan. Morelos chasing everything. What Horgan could do with that, though. Kent to Kamara and returned to Ryan Kent. 4 forward in this attack for Rangers. Can Kent pick one of them out? Stevenson's clearing header will give Rangers another corner.
Well, Morelos just gets the run on Hanlon here. It's the ball earlier. Such a threat Kent is. Those 1v1 situations.
Well, Rangers have had so much dominance, so many chances, the ball in so many dangerous positions, but it is only one. 64 minutes played. Steven Gerrard will be desperate to put this to bed. It's turned in by Tavernier. Worrell retrieves it. Morelos. Morelos, no way through. And McNulty is the furthest player forward here. He'll get there ahead of Halliday. And the ball behind Horgan, the Hibernian fans and players expecting a free kick.
Well,
not coming.
Yeah, he's a lucky boy, Halliday. Really is.
Morelos now. Blocked off by Mallon. Horgan wins the goal kick.
And I think Steven Gerrard will be furious with this defending from Rangers. McNulty was actually in behind the Rangers back too, and there was a tug there. Halliday, lucky boy.
Still sloppy play by McNulty. You know, he gets to his feet, he still has the option of making the pass, but you're right, the referee should have given a free kick.
Omiyonga. to Hanlon, and now Stevenson has it. McNulty had just peeled away from Worrell. Candace. Jack. Now Kamara, and Mallon is down. He's holding his face at the moment, now just getting back to his feet as Rangers continue the attack with Kent. And he will have the free kick.
You need eyes in the back of your head to referee this game. This was McGregor on Kent. I think he's hard done by there. I think he wins the ball in this one. A little coming together.
Well, not an easy job for Stephen McLean this evening. There's all sorts going on out there. And temperatures just beginning to rise. Andy Halliday will deliver this left-footed for Rangers. Worrell's at the back post, he got enough on it. It's not cleared properly, Morelos strikes it. Almost dropped for Goldson. That's a real goalmouth scramble.
Unbelievable scramble this. Oh, I think there maybe a couple of offsides in there, but McGregor panics, and then it's off the line. And Mallon eventually hooks it clear.
Well, there's Milligan again with the one off the line. He was the one that threw himself in front of Arfield's effort early on in the first half. A couple of goal-saving interventions from the Australian.
But it's that clinical side that Steven Gerrard was critical of his players earlier in the season in certain games where they didn't, you know, put teams to the sword. They keep teams alive. With almost 68 minutes gone, Hibs are still alive in this game. That will be a concern for Steven Gerrard and his coaching staff.
Just heavily dominating the efforts on goal. Tavernier looking to create another one. Kent. Candace, closed down by Canberry. Tough ask for Candace in there. He does win the throw though. Will be taken by James Tavernier into the final quarter of the game. Arfield. Here. Quickly taken this time, and Jack with a bit of space to work in. Horgan now. Really managed to get him in the game. Kamara to Kent. Ryan Kent. Andy Halliday. Milligan well placed once more. Jack. Morelos to Kent now. Andy Halliday. Morelos. This time he gets away from the defender. Milligan trying to get across. Cries of handball as the ball ricocheted in the Hibernian penalty area.
Well, you think, how far did that ball travel?
Goldson to Arfield. Arfield onto Morelos, and he's miscued there.
Well, it's really good from Arfield, very good, but I have to say I didn't fancy Morelos on his left foot, but this is the handball claim. I mean, it hits him on his hand, but where can he can't move his arm out of the way. I think it's knee to hand. The referee on the spot, he can't give that. Wasn't deliberate.
That's a couple of big opportunities Alfredo Morelos has had tonight again at Easter Road. Not his favourite ground this season. Hasn't managed to put the ball in the net so far.
Challenge from Mallon on Kamara. Might not get any more.
Stevie Mallon was almost having a little bit of a feud with Ryan Jack earlier on. You know, there's plenty of tackles in midfield, there's plenty of contact. This Paul Heckingbottom will be pleased with, because in the first half they stood off and Rangers dominated that area.
Well, Stevenson misjudged that, and it's in the path of the danger man Candeas. Stevenson, and he'll get the free kick for that.
In the main, Stephen, Hanlon and McGregor have dealt with cross balls into the box very, very well.
They have. You know, when you have Ryan Kent on one side and Daniel Candeas on the other side, you know there's going to be plenty of supply coming in. So it's all about your body shape, your starting position, and they've been very good.
McNulty to Mallon, goes for goal. And Alan McGregor taking no chances.
Well, thinking you can't shoot from there. I know he's got a good strike, it dips a bit. McGregor, he times his jump overly well, but it's job done.
McGregor called into action for a third time. Mallon picks out McNulty. It was well worked, but not the finish that the number 9 was looking for.
It's a hard one from that angle. It has to be perfect. You have to catch the ball spot on. I think it just sits up for him before he goes through with the strike and puts it into the top tier.
We've got action from the Vanarama on tomorrow as Leyton Orient play Wrexham. That's from 12:15 on 1HD and 4K UHD. McNulty challenging with Jack. Stevenson, Canberry, Omiyonga. Hanlon. David Gray. Worrell in charge. Now Kamara. Morelos loses out and gives it to Horgan. Horgan to McNulty. McNulty slides it across and it comes off the striker last as well.
Well, Morelos, he wanted the free kick as the ball goes in. I think he is called by McGregor. Played well Horgan into McNulty. Good position from Goldson and near post space.
The thing is, McGregor doesn't make any contact with the ball. It's Morelos who lays the ball off. So McGregor has to be careful. Morelos will also know that McGregor's been booked, so he's being cute.
The problem is that boy who cried wolf, isn't he? Keep throwing yourself to the floor. Referee's cotton onto you.
Difficulty for Hibernian is trying to break down this Rangers side that have only conceded 1 goal in 6 games. That's Sam Cosgrove penalty on Sunday. In fact, Sam Cosgrove has scored the last 3 goals against Rangers. The last outside of the Aberdeen striker to score against Rangers was actually David Cox of Cowdenbeath.
There's a yellow coming, is that for Kamara?
Omiyonga into Canberry. Now Mallon. Nice 1-2 with Canberry. Kamara in with the challenge. Fairly this time, says Stephen McLean. Morelos turns away from his man, spreads it out for Candeas. Rangers have plenty forward here. One of them's Kent. Tavernier, no free kick this time. And Rangers have to get men back now because Canberry is advancing. Florian Canberry, McNulty, Horgan, Mallon, McNulty again, Canberry's in the back post! Well, from nowhere, Hibs should have been dead and buried, but Florian Canberry, the birthday boy, equalises. Hibernian 1, Rangers 1.
Well, you don't take your chances. There's always an opportunity, and Canberry has taken it. It's good link-up play. Question of, was McNulty offside? It's a very tight one, but then it's a brilliant ball across to Canberry, and talk about Swiss timing. What about that for a finish? Just has to concentrate on the connection, and boy, does he do it well. Brilliant ball, really slick finish, and Hibs are somehow level in a game they really don't deserve to be in it whatsoever.
That's the kind of style the Hibs fans want to see. Open, attractive football, getting at the opposition. But Daniel Candeas filling in it right back when Tavernier was up the pitch, switches off, and Canberry gets the equaliser.
Morelos and McNulty having a little bit extra to say, but Flo Canberry's 13th of the season, unlucky for Rangers, and for all the chances that Steven Gerrard's side have had, they haven't put the game to bed, and now they're going to turn to Jermaine Defoe to try and win the game, although Ryan Kent might try to do that himself. He's won a corner.
Be more clinical, Steven Gerrard said in the build-up to this game, and simply Rangers haven't.
That's a big response required. If their title hopes, faint title hopes to stay alive, they need to win.
Kent to take it, and it's straight into the arms of Marciano. Won back by Tavernier, who was angered that he didn't get the free kick in the lead up to the goal. And Rangers so close to a response through Arfield.
So lucky here. Arfield always on the move. It's a good contact. I think Marciano would have saved it. Here we go.
Well, here comes Jermaine Defoe on for Scott Arfield. And after not making any changes up at Pataudry for the first time since 2011, Rangers bring on Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, I just wonder there, McNulty, is he offside? I think he may well be, you know. Gets the advantage, but then it's all about the finish. Tavernier wanting a foul in the build-up. There was contact.
Hibs were very slow to get going in this one, but they have come to life. It's been a much better second half performance, and now they might believe that they can go and chase the 3 points. Here's Milligan, Horgan, McNulty, he's onside again. Alan McGregor with another big save.
Well, it's a good strike. Worrell wanting the offside. Oh, it's a very tight one. McNulty coming back, I think, in an offside position. I don't know what Worrell is thinking there, and it's a smart save.
Stevie Mallon now. Hibs have their tails up. Searching out the lead. It's Gray's header. Canberry on the volley. Alan McGregor, was he caught there by McNulty? He was. And Alan McGregor not happy at all about it.
Well, it's one of those where your striker will say, I'm entitled to go for that, Stephen. And I wonder... McGregor, he does anticipate it well. He does catch him. I think as a striker you do have to go for the ball. And he does do. He's unhappy.
I think he's actually trying to state the point that he was, had a red card given to him in Aberdeen. I think that's when he's pointing at the referee. It was done to me, it's happened before. But certainly not an awful lot in it. A free kick, yes.
Resolute, this Hibernian side have picked up 11 points from losing positions, third best in the table behind Kilmarnock and Aberdeen. Rangers free kick, and Onyonga seemed a bit baffled by that one. So too Paul Heckingbottom.
Yeah, his foot's certainly high, he makes contact with the ball, so you can understand why a free kick's given.
Let's get it right, these last 8 minutes, Rangers have to find something, they have to dig deep and find a goal from somewhere. Before the game you're thinking Rangers need 10 wins. Drop another 2 points.
I think they dropped 17 points on the road, which isn't good enough if you're going to challenge for the title.
Here's Horgan. Now Canberry. Canberry onto the right foot, comes through. Mallon! Oh, how did he not convert from there?
Well, McGregor absolutely furious. As I say, he should make the first one. But Mallon, you're thinking, as that ball drops, he thinks he scored. It's Worrell, I think. Last ditch, and it's Hibs in the ascendancy.
Worrell doing what Milligan has done at the other end. Mallon, Hibs very much in the ascendancy, but that one's too high for Darren McGregor.
And Alan McGregor's furious with James Tavernier. He allows Canberry onto his right foot. He's always wanting to go onto his stronger side. McGregor, good save. Maybe get lucky in the rebound, Rangers, but James Tavernier has to defend better in wide areas. Always been a concern. Tavernier 1v1.
Here's the Ladbrokes Premiership table as it stands. Both sides gaining a point, but with their rivals looking to respond tomorrow.
Yeah, there was huge question marks about Rangers coming into this game. Their temperament, could they cope with the expectation? And for the large part they have. But the problem we've had all season is not putting teams to bed, not killing games off. Let's come back to hunt them again.
Here's Canberry. Hibs really do feel like they can win it from here.
I think in the first half Rangers had enough chances to win 3 games. They haven't taken them, that's the story.
Candias with the flick on. Hanlon there. Stevenson. Worrell. Goldson for James Tavernier.
Done well in the second half. Canberry tracking back. I think Defoe's gone on. He hasn't had a touch yet. All that money spent on him. Have to try and create a golden opportunity for him.
It's interesting, of course, that no Kyle Lafferty in the Rangers squad up in the stand alongside Graham Dorrans, who's still trying to get back to full fitness. Stephen Davis, who sat out the last game on it, not in the matchday squad, but it's Lafferty this time. Kamara. The final 5 minutes at Easter Road. Halliday, and that will yield a corner.
Can someone step up? Can someone in blue reignite Rangers' faint title hopes? They need it. The performances probably deserved it. But fair play to Hibs, they've stuck in there.
5-5, we've seen that before here. Kent, plenty after this. Knocked off the line. The 2 previous games this season, been unable to separate the 2 sides. Played within 7 days of each other in December. 0-0 here and then a 1-1 at Ibrox. Morelos opening the scoring for Rangers before a late McGregor goal. Got Hibs a deserved point that day. They've had to fight really hard for parity this time around, hanging on at times for a long time, to be fair. Tavernier. Rangers desperately searching for a way through. It's Defoe. McNulty, but Kamara will win that. Halliday. Some tired legs out there.
Yeah, Paul Heckingbottom unhappy. The officials there, not a free kick for a foul on McNulty.
Worrell into Ryan Jack. Time ticking away for Rangers as Omiyonga wins the first challenge. Worrell the second, but the decision goes against him and he also picks up a yellow card.
Well, it's one of those challenges where you think, is he going to get that? And he does win the ball, but the nature of the challenge in this day and age, you see a card for that.
It's reckless, isn't it? You know, once you lunge in to win the ball, he wins the ball fine, but you know, the ball becomes irrelevant because you lunge into it, put the opponent under a bit of threat.
Both the Rangers centre-backs, Connor Goldson and Joe Worrell, have been booked. Long it goes from Marciano. McNulty out-jumped by Worrell. Mallon trying to turn away from Kamara. Morelos can't get in. And his frustration's beginning to show. On the day that he signed a new contract, he's had chances to win the game. Reports that Eintracht Frankfurt would have a scout here in the stands at Easter Road. Omiyonga. Now Kamberi, the scorer of Hibernian's equaliser. Neatly into Horgan. And they open it up for Stevenson. Mallon. Horgan is there. Trying desperately to work the space for an effort on goal. Instead, he's able to play in David Gray, who arrives at pace. Gray's ball towards the back post where Kamberi was lurking. The dangerous Swiss.
Patience from Hibs. Morgan goes backwards, but it's Gray on the overlap, and it's not the worst ball.
Was Hibs' final quarter deserving of a point, or should they have been so far out of sight before that?
Well, they've certainly been competitive. They've been more attack-minded, but they should have been out of sight, Rangers. They shouldn't have allowed Hibs to play like this in the last 15 minutes.
Well, Florian Kamberi is going to get a yellow card for his reaction there.
I think it was a soft free kick. You can't kick the ball away like that. I think he wins the ball. Younger.
Birthday card to go with his goal. Jack forward, Goldson helps it on to Kent. Rangers need a goal. It's just beyond Morelos and Defoe. Candeas, no way past Stevenson. There are 3 minutes to be added. Milligan, on the last touch has come off Candace, that gets a big cheer.
Well, you do think this is it for Rangers. They have to find something, absolutely have to find something. What is going through his head? He's here to win trophies.
These two inseparable at the moment, facing up 3 draws for the first time since 82-83, unless there can be a dramatic twist, and Horgan has presented that straight to Kent. It's now Defoe, and that's a foul that McGregor had to make, and he has already been booked, so Darren McGregor will be sent off, and Hibernian will play the remainder of this game with 10 men. The former Rangers player has been sent off, and tempers flare between the players.
And guess who's in the middle? Well, Defoe using all his experience to buy the foul on McGregor.
Well, McGregor being urged to leave the scene. His game is over. Hibernian will be without him.
It's still all kicking off in the middle. McNulty involved.
Well, it's been unsavoury throughout. There have been flashpoints really from the start between these two. There's been a couple more yellow cards. Ryan Jack and Paul Hanlon, I think, were the two that picked up extra bookings. David Gray isn't finished either.
Of course, what they're still all kicking off. What they're going to miss now, Hibs, is that dominant defender in McGregor.
Confirmation that Paul Hanlon was the booking for Hibernian.
There's a substitution for Hibs.
Yeah, Paul Heckingbottom just looking to try and take the sting out of stoppage time, and Marvin Bartley is being readied. Along comes Marvin Bartley for Daryl Horgan.
Gotta be bang on the money here. Halliday, McGregor off. Real opportunity for Rangers to exploit.
Mark McNulty has to go further back. Ryan Jack, another of those into the referee's notebook, but Rangers season right on the line here as Halliday sends it in. They've got Goldson after it, perhaps put off by Tavernier's leap, but the flag was up as well against the centre-back.
Hugely disappointing for Rangers to go early. Here's Morelos again. Why get involved? Always in the action. There's a little bit of contact. Defoe buys the free kick. McGregor knows.
Goldson forward. We're into a 5th minute of stoppage time. Mark McNulty also booked. It's Kent. That will be a free kick. It's going to come down to this.
Well, this is the perfect distance. This will be it. This could well be Rangers' league season. This kick of the ball.
Well, obviously the delay with the red card and the tussle between the players has led to this extra time. Now into a 6th minute. This will surely be the final act. We had late drama, remember, in the final game of last season. So much hangs on this. Rangers season in the balance. It's Andy Halliday. That was not far away. That's how thin the margins are.
Well, you talk about fine margins. It's the dip, but that's not good enough from Rangers. And is that the end of their title challenge? 2 points drop, just not clinical enough. Steven Gerrard, can tell you, will be furious.
Well, is this the night? Is this the game at Easter Road where Rangers' title hopes have evaporated? It was unsavoury at times, to say the least. The Hibernian have come from behind